Devan Barlow is the author of the Curses and Curtains series of fairy tales meet musicals fantasy novels. Her short fiction and poetry have appeared in several anthologies and magazines. She reads voraciously and can often be found hanging out with her dog, drinking tea, and thinking about sea monsters. I'm right there with you, Devan, and I can't wait to hear what you have to read.
Hi, so this is from An Uncommon Curse, which is book 1 in the Curses and Curtains series, which are full of fairy tales and also musical theater. And this is Act 1, Chapter 1. When I got engaged to Demetrius, I didn't know he was an enchanted prince who turned into a bird every night. It's not the sort of question you think to ask. However, the chattering crowd lining the entrance to the Lorzione Resplendent seemed to think differently as they peered at the three of us entering. Me, Demetrius, and Cressida, his soon-to-be wife. The sound of conversation lessened slightly as we stepped into the theater, fading to a dull roar as the lift to the royal box cut us off from the crowd. The box was shielded from the hall's noise by a curtain, which Demetrius held open for Cressida and me. Yet, the moment we stepped into the box, there was a rush of air as what seemed like every person in the theater turned toward us. I would have thought they'd be sick of staring at the three of us by now. We'd been in Lorzione for 10 days already. I didn't know what to do with my face. Should I smile? I should probably smile. I couldn't make my face move. Cressida bent close enough to me I could smell the drifting citrus of her perfume, her brown eyes kind. Why don't we sit? I want to read my program before it starts. I was grateful for the excuse to ignore the audience, until I noticed Demetrius staring at the box's seats with dismay. I stifled a sigh. We should go, he said. We can come back once the overture starts and the lights go down so they won't see us, and have everyone speculate on what the three of us were arguing about in the lift for so long we were late for Act 1? I asked. Demetrius frowned, his eyes flicking toward the theatergoers hanging on every moment, and straightened both of his cuffs unnecessarily. I'm sorry, Susan. I thought people might have gotten over... Demetrius, I interrupted. Maybe we should just watch the show? I hoped the rest of the audience had the same idea. Or would they stare at us the whole time? The box contained 4 seats, arranged on a slight diagonal to ensure they all had a good view of the stage. It became painfully clear none of us had any idea where to sit. If Cressida chose one of the end seats, she'd be implying Demetrius should sit beside her with me on his other side. But if she chose one of the center seats, Demetrius and I would be on either side of her. Both options would fuel the fascinated crowd's gossip. Was Cressida avoiding me, her soon-to-be husband's unfortunate former fiancé? Or was she placing herself between us, a bulwark against whatever lingering feelings I clutched tight to my heart despite the dissolution of my ties to him? I was so sick of all of this. I plunked myself down in one of the outermost seats and forced myself to stare at the curtain-shrouded stage. Let the other two figure it out. And I'm going to stop there, and if you want to read about what happens when this magical musical starts, you'll need to read the book.